In this video, we are going to talk about 10 funniest animal stories of 2022. Before continuing this video, don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you enjoy it. It would appear that positive news is in short supply, but thankfully, a few hilarious animals have come to our rescue with their exploits that have made headlines. Even though we are currently in the midst of a pandemic, we now have puppies that are trained to sniff out the coronavirus. It's true that we live in a world where natural disasters are on another level, but it's also a world where a rat was awarded a Medal of Honor for helping to save the lives of hundreds of people. And please allow me to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the dog who was responsible for getting his owner out of jail. Want more? Here are some of the most adorable animal anecdotes from 2022. Number 10. Loyal dog springs owner from jail. When a loved one is detained by the police, it is not unusual for a family member or friend to appear at the station to post bail or to make an appearance in court. And this was the situation when a Dominican man was taken into custody by police for violating curfew, with the exception that the loved one in question was a dog. The dog confidently walks in and begs for his owner's release, as seen on a video posted by the police department on Facebook. It was effective. Are you aware of the reasons why I'm going to release him? Because anyone can come here, including that dog, and the dog came and told me that the man was his owner. Because of this, I've decided to release him from custody, said Police Colonel Jose Francisco de la Cruz Mercedes. I have never before been required to turn over a prisoner to a canine companion. According to the reports, the man guaranteed that he would change his behavior going forward. Do you take care of your own canine companion? Number 9. Cat accidentally becomes a god, goes viral. Clyde, a fluffy white cat, became an internet sensation after his owner, Amanda Hislop, uploaded a picture of him to Twitter using her own camera. While she was taking pictures of clouds, she happened to catch his reflection perfectly in the window, giving the impression that the cloud-like cat had successfully ascended to his rightful throne in the sky. This was a complete accident. She tweeted, took a pic of the cat looking out the window and accidentally turned him into some sort of god. Took a pic of the cat looking out the window. People adored Clyde's attempt to strike a regal pose. He hasn't let the 1.5 million likes go to his head, though, as Hislop showed in a second picture of him lounging on his back in the sun. What else will put a smile on your face? Number 8. Parrots put in timeout for cursing. Recently, at the Lincolnshire Wildlife Centre in the United Kingdom, 5 African grey parrots named Billy, Eric, Tyson, Jade, and Elsie had to be separated because they were encouraging each other to swear at visitors to the centre. According to the chief executive of the zoo, Steve Nichols, who was interviewed by the Associated Press, "We are quite used to parrots swearing, but we've never had 5 at the same time, and for some reason these 5 relish it." The foul-mouthed parrots were the primary source of entertainment for the crowd. When a parrot tells you to F off, it amuses people very highly. It's brought a big smile to a really hard year, he said. When a parrot tells you to F off, it amuses people very highly. The zoo administration, however, came to the conclusion that it was best for the children to keep the birds in separate enclosures until they can behave themselves. Number 7. Spy pigeon exonerated, set free. Authorities in India have detained a pigeon from Pakistan on the grounds that they suspected of being a spy. The bird flew over the contentious border and was apprehended due to a suspicious ring around its ankle printed with numbers. In reality, the numbers belonged to the owner of the pigeon and represented their mobile phone number. Following an exhaustive investigation, it was determined that the pigeon did not pose a risk to the country's safety, so it was released back into the wild. According to Reuters, the police stated, it was just an innocent bird. However, before you dismiss it as a joke, you should be aware that this is not the first instance of avian espionage that has occurred in this region, after a note containing a threat against the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, was discovered attached to a pigeon in 2016. That pigeon was taken into custody in India. Number 6. The cutest coronavirus rule enforcers ever. There isn't much that's funny about the current coronavirus pandemic and all of the new rules surrounding it, but dogs in Finland are providing a dose of humor and entertainment to airline passengers while also checking on their health. The dogs have been trained to detect the coronavirus and to notify their handler if they detect it in a person who is infected with it. They're remarkably accurate, and it only takes them a few seconds to smell the virus, said Anna Hilm Björkman, a University of Helsinki professor of equine and small animal medicine. If we are going to have to get screened wherever we go, then we definitely support the idea of getting screened by a dog. It would be a lot more entertaining than using a temperature gun. Number 5. Cat vs. monk. Who will break first? One of the temple cats decided it needed attention at that very moment, and it was interrupting a Thai Buddhist monk who was in the middle of saying the New Year's prayer, which is 5 hours long. The orange kitty delighted viewers all over the world watching this interaction stream on Facebook as it crawled all over the monk while he desperately tried not to lose concentration. The cat was not going to be ignored, so it climbed up the monk's robe, kneaded him on the shoulder, and then blocked his scripture book so that he would have no choice but to comply. After much resistance, the monk gave in and began petting and scratching the animal. The monk later revealed that despite the fact that respect for all living beings is an essential component of Buddhism, he has a soft spot for the fat and pampered temple cats. Number 4. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fattest bear of all? During Fat Bear Week, which is held annually by the Katmai Conservancy, members of the general public are given the opportunity to vote for which Alaskan bear will be the chubbiest just prior to entering hibernation. People were given the opportunity to vote for one of the Lardaceous Leviathan Level's chunky challengers after making a donation to a charitable organization. Bear 747, also known by the endearing nickname Jumbo Jet, was given the Adipose Award on Fat Bear Tuesday, which occurred on October 6 of this year. Due to the fact that the brown bear weighs at least 1,400 pounds, he will be able to survive the harsh winter conditions in relative comfort. Number 3. Toad steals shoe, woman's heart. Jabba the Toad first made her home in Sita Hood's old running shoe a year ago, during which time she spent her days catching flies and her nights lazing around in comfort. At first, Hood thought it was just a coincidence and assumed the toad would hop away sometime within the next couple of days. In the end, Jabba decided to stay throughout the entire summer before moving on to another location to hibernate. It was a cute story, but Hood was in for a big surprise when Jabba returned the following spring and jumped back into her old shoe. This happened the year after the story was told. Hood claims that it is no longer her shoe but rather the home of Jabba the Hutt. She went to the trouble of making a sign for the amphibian in the hopes that it would prevent people from throwing her away by accident. Hood stated to the dodo that the act of donating his shoe was no big deal. If it made her feel more at ease or gave her protection, then why not? Number 2. Dog makes the most memorable moment at a wedding. To be sure, weddings are about love, however, after that, they are all about memorializing the event through photographs that will capture the essence of the happy couple's big day. When Freya's human parents brought her to their wedding, that's when she made the decision to do exactly that. She was an adorable usher, but then she had to use the restroom in the middle of the ceremony, and she did what dogs do best: she defecated on the grass. As Freya was being framed by the bridal party, the photographer took an accidental picture of the event while it was in mid-squat. When she was done with her business, the audience applauded enthusiastically because they thought it was a hilarious performance. Number 1. Octopus shakes rescuer's hand. An Egyptian couple found an octopus stranded on a beach and decided to move it back to deeper waters. The next day, when they returned to check on it because it appeared to be dying, they were relieved to see that their new companion was still alive and well. The octopus followed them around the beach for the next hour, periodically extending a tentacle to shake hands, or hi one? Perhaps it had been looking for them too. It gave due thanks to its rescuers before returning to the water. What do you think about this video? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.